Morning. Hi. Oh, something fell, but I don't know what it is. Well, whatever. So, morning. It's a video by myself as Daniel is at work and I'm planning Febe's vaccinations, and I thought maybe it's nice to make a video. So like we shared in our last video, a lot happened last couple of weeks. And one of the things that happened is that we had an appointment with our travel clinic to discuss vaccinations for Daniel, Febe and myself. And as Febe is quite young, it was quite a puzzle. So we were there for over an hour, got a lot of advice, many things were discussed, and now I'm trying to figure out when we can schedule her vaccinations, which vaccinations we like to schedule, etc. But I wanted to give you kind of an update video how this works if you're not familiar with it. So if you are planning to travel outside of Europe to Africa, Asia or another country, it's always wise to check your travel clinic website to see what vaccinations are needed, because some vaccinations are mandatory or some are very much required or advised because of a specific disease or a high risk of possibility that you can get infected by something. So let's focus on Ghana, because we are going to Ghana, and maybe if you're watching, you'd like to visit us or go to a different African country. So if you'd like to travel to Ghana, there are quite a lot of vaccinations that are recommended, but one of them is mandatory, and that's the yellow fever vaccination. It's very well known in a lot of countries. So a lot of African countries or other areas in the world are still influenced by the yellow fever disease. And if you'd like to travel to Ghana, you need a yellow fever vaccination. With also a lot of different countries have, or is it mandatory for. So if you go to your travel clinic, or in the Netherlands you can go to the GGD. And you can also have an appointment to get advice about the yellow fever or different vaccinations. But you need the yellow fever vaccination before you're allowed to travel. Even for Ghana, you need the yellow fever vaccination when you apply for your visa. We will get back to the visa and the documentations in another video somewhere in the coming weeks. But if you'd like to go to Ghana or visit us somewhere in the coming year or years, please make sure you start on time to arrange your vaccinations, especially your yellow fever, because you need it before you can apply for your visa, before you can actually travel. So coming back to the yellow fever, you will get a booklet, a nice yellow booklet. It's set on international rules by the international health regulations. So I think almost all booklets are yellow. The yellow fever, yellow. Smart. Anyhow, so you can get this booklet at your travel clinic or at the GGD. And when you get your yellow fever shot, they will fill this in. You will get some nice stamps, so everybody knows this is an official yellow fever. And when you arrive in Ghana, you have to show this booklet, and you have to show that you actually have received your yellow fever vaccination. Otherwise, they can or will send you back to your home country. So that's quite an important one. She needs one. I already have one, luckily, Daniel as well. So for us, that's nice, but for her, it's quite a heavy vaccination, but we'll make sure she'll be okay. So this is a very important book. So when you travel, make sure you have this on time, because if you get your shot, you're not allowed to travel 10 days after your shot, and then you're allowed to go on the plane. So that one, and of course Ghana's an African tropical country, so there are quite some other diseases or whatever you like to call them. So you need some other shots if you want to. They are all personal, so you can decide if you want to get the shot or if you'd like to take the risk to not have them. For example, they advise you, to get some specific shots, and I think DTP, I'm not quite sure what the English word is. It's diphtheria, tetanus and polio is recommended. The hepatitis A, B you usually get when you're a child, but you need to check that. And of course malaria. We'll probably make another video about malaria as well, because it's such a big thing. We get quite a lot of questions about how we will deal with it, also with Febe. But malaria is still very, very active in Ghana, West Africa. So If you come for a short period of time, please take malaria tablets with you. Make sure that you get proper advice on them because they have side effects, so it's different per person. But for us, it might be different, so we'll get back to that. So you have quite a lot of other vaccinations. You have to think about BMR. I'm not quite sure, again, what the English phrase is, but in Dutch is de bofmazelen en rode hond. Usually you get that shot when you're a child, but again, if you're traveling with children, please check if they have received it, etc. Hepatitis B, you might need meningitis, rabies. Rabies is needed if you get bitten by a dog or a cat or a monkey or something else, and it's quite difficult to get those shots. And a lot of locations, also in the Netherlands, actually, it's becoming quite scarce, so please check that with your doctor. But there are a lot of phrases, a lot of vaccinations that I'm naming right now. But again, it would be very wise if you want to travel wherever into the world or you would like to visit us, please make an appointment with your travel clinic or the GGD or your doctor, and please be on time. We already had our appointment last week while we're not traveling for at least 2-3 months because we needed time to schedule them for Febe and for Daniel. Because some vaccinations you need like another shot in 2 weeks' time or 3 weeks' time, and you have to make sure that's actually within a window, a frame of 2 days, otherwise it won't work. So a lot of blah, 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 a lot of advice. So just go to your doctor, travel clinic, get the advice you need to have the proper protection for you, your spouse, or your children, if you like, or you will travel with children. So for us, we're traveling with a young baby. And that's different again. So here in the Netherlands, you have this program of the government that young babies and children up to 9 or 14 years old get shots, vaccinations funded by our government, which is amazing. We're very grateful for that. So we already started for Febe, but she needs extra shots because we're traveling to, well, a tropical African country. So I'm trying to figure out now, my computer is here, a lot of advice and leaflets are here, our notes from our appointment are here, so I'm trying to see how we're going to approach this, and this evening or in the coming days, of course, we'll discuss it together, and also see what kind of risk we are willing to take, if we are willing to take it, or if we'd like to give all the vaccinations to Febe, but she's so young that we really need to figure out how we're going to approach this. So we will be praying for it. If you have any advice for us, please let us know. Please be kind because we are aware of all the risk we're taking, and we'll really think well and proper and deep about it. So if you have advice, please make sure it's kind and beneficial to us. And that would be amazing, especially if you're already living in Ghana or anything. Let us know. We'll contact you with direct questions as well. But I wanted to just make a video. It's become quite long. Sorry about that. I'm becoming more and more aware that I actually like to talk. It's quite awkward still to do this, but we're getting there, even doing this by myself. So again, if you have questions about your yellow fever or vaccination or booklets or different vaccinations or where a travel clinic might be, you can always contact us. We'd love to help. And again, if you have advice, let us know, or encouragement or whatever, just keep cheering us on. We need it, and hopefully we'll upload more updates in the coming days. Again, a lot is happening, so keep praying for us, keep cheering us on. We're very looking forward to the coming weeks and months, as we cannot wait to travel to Ghana and start this Maccra Adventure. So bye guys, love you, and hopefully we'll see you soon.